Hey, Northern Dice here, and I'm going to do an unboxing of Mansions of Madness 2nd Edition. It's a game I purchased at the UK Games Expo, and it is one that has been on many wish lists for a very long time. The actual size of the box does immediately throw me. I mean, I've done my research, I've seen it on the internet, I've seen it in stores, but having it in front of you on your kitchen table, looking at the actual physical size of it, it looks pretty mega. Which is weird, because in my half-blind research, I have noticed that a lot of people say it's quite easy to get on with. The game is app-driven, so you've got an app that will guide you through, support you, give you ideas on what's happening, and almost tell the story for you, which is really, I don't know, I think it's quite a cool idea in concept. It's not something I've ever experienced with any other games, but it does make me question that if it's all app-driven and supported, is the content inside going to reflect the actual weight and size of the box? So if we start by getting the plastic bits off. Never do this in one fell swoop. There we go. Ooh, it's always a nice feeling. Just have a good spin. I should have really done this while the plastic was on, shouldn't I? Have a look at the back. Don't know how I feel about minis. I don't mind them. I do love Lovecraftian Cthulhu elements. A lot of my game shelf and a lot of the Kickstarters I go for have got that theme behind them. It's no secret I am a big Lovecraft nerd. Proud of it as well. So, flip it back. So, like many Lovecraft games, it is about investigators going into a location and having a look at the spooky stuff that's going on. My most recent game that I purchased for that would be Elder Sign, and that was entirely oriented around hunting around a museum at night and having a look what was going on, and inevitably encountering an Elder God. As we saw on the back, there was a star spawn, so I'm assuming Cthulhu is the standard one that you'd get, as you'd expect, since he is the, I don't know, almost the trope of Lovecraft. Let's have, oh my days, the lid is taking the bottom. Have a look inside. Again, this is just first impressions. This is not an actual review of gameplay. Aha, do love a good Fantasy Flight ad. They are fantastic for that. Well, look at that layer. Stop! Mansions of Madness is a fully cooperative game in which players explore a location to unravel a mystery. Players work together to overcome the challenges and presented by them by a fully integrated companion app. Before playing, download the app, install it, blah 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 blah. Now we've done it. It's on the iPad. Okie dokie. Oh, 2 books. Learn to Play and Rules Reference. Now what is the difference here? The House on the Hill. Bit of Betrayal in there. If you didn't already know, Betrayal is also one of my favourite games, which is a bit of a mixed bag because a lot of people absolutely hate Betrayal. I thoroughly love it. Now we're back to this. Game looks like it's played in phases. Oh, Insanity. We do like Insanity in any Lovecraft-oriented game. Skill checks. Features. And of course, pictures of the app in action. Okie dokie. So that's the Learn to Play, and then we've got this. Rules Reference. Is this just like using this reference? Oh, golden rules. Whoa. Don't mess about with golden rules. I think this is just a big glossary and an understanding of how the app will work within it. So it's going to need a lot of clarity. This is going to be a bit of a big one to get used to. They do look awesome. They do look absolutely awesome. Okay, I'll have a look at those later. Right, punch boards. I am one of the few gamers who absolutely hates punch boards because I always make an absolute mess of it. Let's have a look. That's pretty thick. Get your mind out the gutter. Oh, hello. Should really have flipped that first. What we got? Different events, different tokens, runes. Very cool. Okay. No insert. What is this? How do we deal with no insert? Oh my days. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Conversion kit. More punch boards in a baggie? What is this insanity? So let's have a look in here. Okay, cards. Cards. We like cards. Ah, players. Gloria Goldberg, Hoffy Walters. Yeah, you got the classic health and sanity. I do feel like all Lovecraftian, Eldritch horror, whatever you want to spin it as, those sorts of games, they always have to have the most educated people losing their minds in the most weird and strange of ways because they can't understand something. And it always seems like the people who aren't the educated ones always end up siding with the bad guys. If you can call them bad guys, they're not really bad, they just sort of want to destroy everything. Cool dice. 8-sided. Very interesting. Ooh, mini cards. Okay. Let's crack these out. Let's have a feel of the cards. Let's have a proper feel of the quality of the cards. They're quite nice, actually. So we've got... I genuinely don't know. I don't know, maybe the lack of an insert has absolutely thrown me. My last unboxing was Dragoon and the insert was foam and that threw me. I'm not very good with inserts. Inserts are my weakness. Different items. Different artifacts. I love the artwork. Lots of tentacles in Lovecraft. Ooh, don't want to mess with a guy with a fez. He will mess you up. Put those to one side again. Yeah, no insert. What's this about? More cards. Player references. So if these are big references, are those other cards also characters? Why are they in separate baggies? All will be revealed when I get round to reading the rules. Okay. Oh, right. This big bag of plastic appears to be all the minis. Now, all the minis are also, from the look of it, completely unbuilt. Well, not completely, you got one or two little cultist fellas hiding in there. And I'm assuming these are the stands. I don't want to spend ages straight away rebuilding these, but I'm never going to do that. I'm going to use my teeth. Never use your teeth, it's bad for you. I don't want to spend ages rebuilding these after, but I do want to have a feel of what they feel like. My only other experience with plastic minis is from Kickstarters, and sometimes the quality is amazing, incredible, you get fantastic detail, and sometimes you get the melted man effect where when you look at someone, they are a little bit melty. This guy, on the other hand, is beautifully horrific. That detail, I do like that. Oh, and he's got a little peg on his foot. That's not a deformation. I'm assuming that is how he is pinned to the board, so he will probably need a little bit of stretching. I will get round to that later. I was hoping to have a little box to store all these fellas in. I mean, here he is, the big man himself, a star spawn. Yeah, I was hoping to have all these in a little tray of sorts. I don't know if I'm going to have to purchase one if I do want to. I mean, flipping up cardboard's fantastic, but it's not exactly going to help me keep Cthulhu in place, is it? I am going to actually try and undo this punch board. Give me a moment. Allow me to embarrass myself behind the camera. Oh. Fantastic, right. Quite a few punch boards. I hate punch boards because anytime I punch them, I always seem to pull the paper. And it's never on the side that you don't want, it's always on the platforms, it's always on the tiles. So in my copy of Betrayal, we've got quite a few tiles where the room is punched and then you've got a little bit of a tear. These, on the other hand, as you can see, are already trying to fall out. Oh, there you go, see? Like magic. Oh, and the double-sided. Didn't even look at the back. Rookie error. Oh, very cool. Okay, this has changed my mind a tiny bit on it. Lack of insert has annoyed me, but these tiles, clear as day, where you will be standing in terms of which room. So you've got 4 quadrants for the big room, 2 for the little room, 2 for this one, and then you flip it over, it's still another 2. Awesome. And I do like the fact that it isn't just a straight solid cut. It does give you that aesthetic that it isn't entirely, how would you put it? I don't want to say the geometry is not correct because that's playing into Lovecraft a bit much, but it's nice and curved when you're on the outside, but then as soon as you look in the room, this is a nice clear cut. Man-made, keep your angles. Natural, uncontrolled. Do like that. So, oh God. That is my first impressions of the contents of the box. Little thrown. Was not expecting such a lack of an insert, as I keep going on about. Wasn't expecting 2 rule books, and I wasn't expecting to have to build my own minis. But this is a very renowned game. I am playing it on face value. I've done my research in terms of how people have enjoyed it, and the people that have enjoyed this game appear to have enjoyed other games I've enjoyed. Keep saying the word enjoyed. I'll have to see. I'm really rubbish at ending these, aren't I? I will get back with a written review in the coming weeks because this looks like it's going to take a good while to actually get through. Until then, thank you for listening and I shall catch you another time.